Well, today we have a whole array of quick cards from our friends at Hunkydory, and Heidi has been busy making things. In fact, let me show you. Here is one, and this is from the Perfect Pets, and there is a fish. You can almost see him in a goldfish bowl, doesn't he? Okay, well, this is just one of the ideas, so won't you please come play with us? Well, here are the collections. So Quick Cards, Terrific Transport, Perfect Pets, and Twilight Kingdom. Now, we're going to start with a Terrific Transport, but let me just show you what's in the packages. There, you can make 16 cards. They're all foiled. They have die cuts, but each sheet, just like this. So this is the card. You do trim it out. It is scored in the middle. It has a name up here, which is what Heidi used in her descriptions. And then you've got some foiled pieces, and you get 2 of each one. So in Transport, you're getting that one. She used this, the train, old car, vintage car, motorcycle, very fun, airplanes, vintage airplanes too, sailing ship as well. And there is also a tractor. I guess I pass through that, but you'll see it in the project. I'll show you each of these as we get into those with the projects, but for right now, we're just going to start with Terrific Transport. And the idea, as you can tell, is to make cards quickly and to have all the materials that you need right there. Okay, so we're going to start with our first, and this is using a Volkswagen camper. You can see. Now, in this sheet, let me show it to you. It looks like this, and the card itself has already got inking done on it. It's got a compass, and again, it's scored in the middle. I think you can see that now. So you do trim that out, and that's what Heidi has done. In fact, let me just open this, and you can see. Whoops, let me take that off. Okay, and then, so she scored it and folded it just like that. And it will be helpful to have a bone folder just to make those folds really nice and crisp. So there you go. You can see the difference it makes. Okay, then she took, there are 2 borders. In this case, you can see one has kind of the trail on it, and the other one is 2 pieces, got 2 pieces of art on it. They are both foiled. And she took the bottom one and placed it right in the middle of her card and glued that down. And then she took this foiled piece, which is also matted, and foam taped that on top. And then she took the Just For You and It's Time for an Adventure and foam taped them over on the right-hand side. Now, she did add some jewel dazzles, and these are the lime ones. And if we get in closer, you can see she placed them along the border. She put them on the Volkswagen and just at the end of those 2. Then for the inside, I'm going to open it up. She took the other border and the 2 tags right here, and foam taped them in place. And then she did use the bow maker, which of course we know Heidi loves and you love too, and used the 1/8 inch ribbon and tied a bow and zodded it in place here and zodded it in place right there. Again, more of the lime dazzles are along that border. Now, the only thing that isn't here are envelopes, but you know, we have that covered for you because we have our 10 envelopes collection, and that's going to do a great job on that on all of these cards. So that is our first one. You can see Quick and Easy is the name of the game, and Heidi has proven that. But you can also add more to it. Now, that's what we're going to have in the rest of the cards. Now, this is also from the Terrific Transport. And this is has a technique that's kind of an oldie but a goodie. And you can see this little flap that's holding out here, and you can pull that tractor right along that line. So let me show you how to do that. And this is using, let me show you the whole sheet. Looks like this. Again, that's our card. You can see the tractor and all of the embellishments. So what Heidi has done, I'm just going to lay this flat and take our Oh, the other thing I didn't tell you, I'm so sorry. They also have a handmade with love by that you can put on the back of your card and sign it. So that's a nice addition too. Okay, now I've given you all the information. So this card, this is what it looks like when it's flat. There's the handmade by you. It's a very significant piece, and just going to score it again, do the bone folder. And then she has taken one of the two borders, she's taken this one, and attached it at an angle, which I thought was interesting. And then she went into the black jewel dazzle, the black thin line dazzles, and you can see that she placed one here, and then these are the gold studs, so she has attached them. And then she foam taped two of the greetings, so have a farm-tastic time and birthday wishes right there. Then this little guy. Okay, so to do him, we're going to take a piece of cardstock and we're going to cut it to be 4.5 inches by 2, okay? And that's the size right there. But then you need an opening. Now that's going to be 3 inches by 1/4 inch. And I have to tell you, I did it 1/4 inch, but then I fudged it and just did a little bit tiny bigger, so whatever works for you. So having this obviously right now doesn't look like that, but what the lady did is she took her craft mat, laid it out, and took the blending tool with gingerbread, velvet fawn, and roasted pumpkin, and just kind of smooshed them all over. So I'm going to turn this over and do a little bit of smooshing. So I'm going to keep the lids right there. And I guess I'll start with roasted pumpkin, because why not? And just going to get it in a few places. Okay. And I'm going to kind of make it so that I don't have much on my brush as I go into velvet fawn, one of my favorites. Absolutely love that color. It is so useful for so many things. In fact, I think I'm on my second ink pad of that color. And then I'm going to go into gingerbread. Okay. Gingerbread is a darker brown. So you can see I'm just kind of dabbing them on and rubbing them in place. Now you could do that before you cut up the cardstock, couldn't you? Okay, so you can see that my piece looks something like hers, okay, just splotchy. That's going to work just fine. Okay, now what I do at this point is to take a baby wipe and really wipe this down just so it doesn't transfer to anything else, but I'll do that later. Okay, now I'm going to get this out of the way. I would also do the baby wipe onto my mat. Now, so I've got this, I'm going to put foam tape on the back of it and attach it to my card. So it's going to stay very tight. Then I'm going to take some pennies, and those of you who have been crafting for a while will probably remember this. Now I have 2 pennies, and I'm going to take one penny. I've got a dark penny and I've got a bright penny. And I'm going to take a piece of craft foam, and I want it to be little thinner than what my opening is, so not quite 1/4 inch. I'm going to, now remember this is already done on my card, I'm going to set that in the middle. Then I'm going to take my shiny penny, and let me remove this for right now, and I'm going to put another piece of foam tape, same size, and I'm going to attach the 2 of them together right there on top of that penny. You can see it's already can slide. Then I'm going to take another piece of foam tape, and this can be larger, and I'm going to put that on top. Then to that I will attach my tractor and this piece. Now this piece, very cleverly I thought, comes from this bottom area that is not used. So you can just cut that and attach it underneath the tractor and have that foam taped, and then what will happen is that this will just move very easily. So that is an oldie but a goodie, although for some of us it may be new. So that's really fun. 2 pennies, that's what you'll need, and foam tape. Okay, then she added some arrows, and she got those from some dazzles that she actually used on the inside. So let's go to the inside. And the inside has the second border and 2 of the tags and some more of the gold studs. The word love and this border, that came from the, it is called the Your Love, and You Are Loved, and there are many colors in here. In fact, let me see if you can see, but that heart and is in here, and that arrow, let's see, yeah, you can see. So there's an arrow. The word love is in here, but there are several different colors in here, as well as black. So you can see you and me. Love is right here, and that's what's right there, as well as the border, and is from the black thin line that she used on the front. And then also the arrows are on that strip, just to indicate that you need to pull it. Okay, so that is our second card, and the second one that's from the Terrific Transport. Now we're going to go into our pets, and this is Perfect Pets. And let me just show you what the sheets are. In fact, you can kind of see them on the front. Lots of different animals. So we have a guinea pig, absolutely charming. And we have a kitty, which, as we all know, we love. And here is a gerbil, I think. And here is a mouse. Okay. And a puppy. You can see the cards are over on the left. Here is a fish, which is what she used. We have a parakeet, and we have a bunny. So I don't think anything gets missed in this. And again, it's Perfect Pets. So what she did, and this is the one that I showed you in the beginning, doesn't that look like a goldfish bowl? Really, really clever woman. Okay, so let me just show you the sheet that she started with, and it is this one. So you can see this really takes a lot of the space. Again, it is scored in the middle. So cut that out, fold it, do the bone folder, and then we're going to pull these out and start using them. But what Heidi did is she worked off of our blank cards, our 5 by 6.5 inch cards. However, this one she cut to be 5.5 by 5. You can see that that's what's going on there. Then she wanted a coordinating color for the solid because she wanted to put a mat behind this. And she used, oh, let me see, here it is. It's appropriately seascapes and sand. So it is a beachy, watery, and you can see that really pretty kind of gingerbread color. And she cut the card, this piece, to be, this is actually 5 by 4.5. So this blue card is 5 by 4.5. She then cut a piece of acetate. Let me scoot this over. So the card is, or that blue piece is 5 by 4.5, and then she cut this to be 6 inches, so an inch wider, but the same height. Then she took the scoreboard, which I happen to have right here, and scored a 1/2 inch on each end. So I'm just going to go, that's a 1/2 inch, and just nest it up in the corner. And then that is a 1/2 inch. And because you've got the bone folder right there, I'm going to press it back. And you may recall that when you score something, the part that is pushing up is going to go on the inside of the card. So the same thing is true on this piece of acetate that you're cutting, that is going to go on the back of the card, or back of the piece. Okay, so we now have, this is a little bit larger than this, or it can be a little bit larger. So she put 1/2 inch wide extra sticky tape on the back of each of these flaps. And before she attached it, she did put that little fish there. And she did put, you always make a splash. Now that's just glued down flat. And I'm hoping that you can see, she also put some of the gold jewel dazzles in the bottom area of the die cut. So that little fish is right there. So that gets on first. Then it's going to be, then we're going to put the acetate, let it wrap like so. Now, Heidi has made hers a little bit bigger. So if you want it to bow like this, let me see, let me show it to you like that. Okay, there you go. If you want that to bow out, now you can do that and it will still mail flat. That's fine. It'll be a little wiggly. Or you can just have it flat, so whichever you like, and then mat it onto the seascapes and sand, and then attach it to your card. Now the other thing that she did, and let me kind of hold this if you can see, is that she put more jewel dazzles down here and then up here. So that's working nicely. Okay, then inside her card, now remember she only used one part of her card on the front. So this piece is all ready. She did mat it on one of the seascapes. This is the navy blue piece. But just matted it so each edge has about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, and glued that the inside. Here is the border, and she foam taped the Enjoy Your Day. And then the two tags are foam taped, and one of the jewel dazzles there, and more jewel dazzles along the border. And that just takes care of that. Again, the 10 envelopes will work really well to get that to the intended person. The acetate that Heidi likes to use, we do sell acetate by the sheet. She likes to use the heat-resistant acetate because it is a firmer acetate, has a little bit more body, and that is what she has used here. By the way, this was mailed in a box. It was flattened and came to me, and you can see it ended up just in perfect condition, which is always very nice. Okay, our last card is from Twilight Kingdom. Same idea. It's going to be able to make 16 cards out of it because there's 16 sheets, 8 cards, and then 2 of each one. Got all that? And let me show you. So Twilight Kingdom, they're all shadows. So here is the first. So the kingdom is a little bit of a fairy tale. So we have the castle. You can see the card. We've got 2 of those. We have a cat, which is always welcome. Again, the handmade with love is there for every sheet. We have a fairy in a garden. We have a prince and princess in getting betrothed. We have another fairy swinging. That's fun. We have a dragon. I love dragons. And right there. And we have a unicorn, another one of my favorites. And then we have the princess. And the princess is what she's used for this card. Again, she wants to do something different for you. So she is using the triple step. Now this is a die cut card that's already die cut for you. There are 5 of them and 5 envelopes. And you can have them where the fold is at the top, or you can have that so that is like on the package, it shows it as kind of a cake, just tiers down. So that's interesting. Now the other thing about this is that there are patterns on the back side of the package insert for the papers that you want to put on it, and they are designed to be smaller so that the card is a kind of showing as a mat, as Heidi has done here. So those are all ready for you. Now what she has done, this is the sheet as I showed it to you briefly there for a minute, and your card is right here. There's a score line, but this time she used this kind of as paper. So what she did for this piece, now this would get turned over, so bear with me. for this piece that's going to go here. Let's see. Yeah, like this. Okay, so like that, is that she placed it right here and then cut out that piece. But then she needed another piece, so she just went down below and had another piece and just overlapped them right here at the bottom. You almost can't see it. I really had to look hard to find it. So that's going to be your first piece. And then you've got 2 other sections for the steps. And you've got the card in the kit to work with. Then you can pop out those die cuts. So the princess is going to get foam taped. Now notice that that corner is overlapping the steps. So it doesn't fit right into this area. She has overlapped it. So that works nicely. With Love to a Little Princess is glued and foam taped at the bottom. Then this piece has been foam taped. And then notice that this one, although they're the same height, this one is poking up above the step. So you're just going to foam tape it at the bottom. Then she foam taped Time to Sparkle. And then for this piece, she used part of the border at the bottom. Again, there are 2 borders, and foam taped that in place. The dazzles that she added are the heart dazzles in pink. So heart, heart, heart. I guess that's all on the front. Then she used, again, that 1/8 inch ribbon that she used earlier, and the bow maker. I should show you the bow maker. There it is. And zodded it there, and then just tied a knot and zodded them there. Then for the inside, she just used the pieces that she had left. And I think this is always so effective, is to take those stair-step banners and place them there. She had this piece left from one of the corners of the card and just put it there. There's a bow and more of the little hearts, and that completes it again. Now this comes with envelopes, so you're in good shape there. And that completes. So again, quick cards, but that doesn't mean they all have to look the same. As you can see, Heidi did a variety of things so that these had a little more creativity going on. Okay, so again, we have Twilight Kingdom, and we have the Perfect Pets, and we have the Terrific Transport. So you've got things for anyone you might need to make a card for. So that's really fun. Okay. And you know, that's something I like about Hunkydory, is that they don't just do one thing, they do a variety of looks, and I just absolutely love that about them. Okay. If you are watching us on YouTube, you probably know the drill by now. If you would like us and subscribe, that gives us more oomph with YouTube, which is what we're looking for. Then head on over to Paper Wishes, because we have a money saver. If you would like to get all 3 of these, over on the right-hand side of your screen, you will see that. Down below, you will see instructions, and you can print them off if you like. Then going down further and further and further and further, you can leave a comment. So we'd love to know what you think. I want to thank Heidi for being very creative and for sharing her creativity with us. But I want to thank you most of all for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.